The next stage, we've finished polishing. I can't remember what stage I was at last time I did this. The outside of the car has basically been cut. It needs a final polish. I mean, it's actually quite dusty at the moment, but you can't tell outside. Put the new wheels on, 15x7 wheels. I run a 245/60 tyre, 15. I think it's a little bit big for the front. I like the back, but I think the front I might go slightly smaller tyre. It looks a little chunky. I haven't made up my mind yet. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I'm thinking maybe it might look better if it was a bit smaller, maybe a 225. Detailed up the nice pop cap for the fuel. One of the things you like about the rally pack, having that, it's nice. And obviously the blackout door handles and the nice 4.9 badge, which we know now it's a 302, so it's nice to have that. Mirrors on, repainted all the mouldings for the window, put the old school aerial in it, detailed all the grille. Now I got new driving lights, which I think are the same as XW and XC. So now it all nicely matches. The other driving lights were terrible, but I think they're made in China, and I had to retrofit them out because this was the wiring out of the aftermarket driving lights, and these have got, because it's an original car with driving lights, it's got special plugs, and I didn't want to be adapting and modifying these in there, so I ended up reworking. All the rubber grommets were bigger, so I had to drill them out and modify it to make it all work. So plugs in on the inside just looks like it did originally. So yeah, got the nice bumperettes on there. These are also, you can see one of the things I like about the 78 is the little overriders on the front, and now I've got them on the wagon rear bumper as well, which is nice. These side markers, mine were shot, and unfortunately they look too dark to me. They're a bit dark orange. Also would be made in China, I'm guessing. But overall, it's looking really smart. So I can't do anything with the rubbers or these in here yet until they had the headlining on, because the headliner gets glued up on this face. So that's the next thing we're starting to work towards, is the headliner. Windows haven't been cleaned properly. It's actually got a tinter in there. I've got to take them out. Nice to see the rear bumper on. A bit of messing around to get that to line up properly. That's looking good. And then obviously I haven't restored the taillights yet. They've got to go in yet. And the lettering, a bit of messing around getting them in the right spot, although I looked at many different cars online and some of the letters are slightly high. I didn't know where they went. This didn't have it on it when I got the car. They were missing. Some run a little bit higher, some run on the body line. I picked somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's not right, but anyway, it looks fine. So there's not much more to really do. Just got the got a 2¼ inch dual exhaust I put on it, and just got black tips. I didn't want it to stand out too much. So they look kind of cool. Just original bumpers, nothing been replated. They're just bumpers, original used bumper bars, front and rear. I tried not to turn this into a big dollar restoration. It's been more time than anything, not a lot of money spent on it. It's just been cleaning it up and obviously doing the bodywork is where all the time went. The interior seats are ready to go. You saw that in my earlier video. So now I'm prepping it up for the headlining. So I've just ducked in this morning on the weekend with wifey to measure up a couple of things on the headlining, which I'm going to try and make today. And looking forward to putting that in. Then I can start doing the interior. So then I haven't got the door glass in yet either. That's another thing I've got to do, door fuzzies and door glass. I've got to clean those up and get them in there. But yeah, so far, really happy with the result. Looks grouse down the sides. I love the body lines look so good on these when you get them right. That really makes the car look sharp. And I was determined not to have any bumper strips. It had bumper strips on it when I had it back in the day. All the cars did back in the day. But it was probably never really good enough not to run them. You've got to have a nice, good, sharp, straight body line not to run bumper strips. So I made a bit of effort to make sure they're nice and straight. So looks real good on the car. Yeah, it's fairly plain, but that's how it was. Nice little burble at the back. Can't go wrong with a Ford. It's very easy to make a good sound of a Ford. I did want to keep it quiet. I put baffle mufflers in. I just want a bit of a Ford note. nothing too irritating inside where, you know, with the van. I'll just switch her off. So moving on with little things you probably can't tell. Took the tint off the glass. It had a faded window tint. It's a rotten job getting off tinter and then getting the glue off. But when you finish, you end up with a really clean glass, which is nice. And I think it protected the inside of the glass a little bit as well, because there's a few marks on them, but it would have been a lot worse, I think, without the tint on there. So now I've got the back fully assembled, the tail lights done. And it's funny though, when you're restoring cars, it always starts off, you discount things, you go, yeah, that looks in really good shape, yeah, I won't replace that. And you sort of mentally pick a list of things you need and things you don't have to get. So the tail lights are a perfect example. I thought they were in really nice condition. So when I finally pulled them out to tidy them up, you know, restore them, so to speak, to put them on the car, I noticed that the frames had dings in them, things I didn't notice before, but luckily because they're black, I could do a little panel, a little bit of filler work and make the tail light surrounds nice. That was no issues. But then the lenses look really good, and then when I looked at them really close, they're a little bit faded, not quite as nice as I like. And you put them on a car that's very shiny in every other way, and you go, oh, I'm not sure. But that's the trouble with restoring, you know, you never know where to finish. I was planning on making this just a nice driver and not get too carried away or lost in spending lots of money on little things. So, but you know, like the bumpers aren't perfect because they're original bars. They're in good shape for a 50-year-old bumper, but if you look close, there's a few flaws. But like I said, I was trying not to get bogged down in that. And you know, down the track, if I'm in the mood or I find time, I could always send them off to get plated, or I might pick up some new ones along the way. So decided not to worry about it. But it looks really smart with the tail lights blacked out and the Ford lettering and the overriders on the back and the exhaust. Just how I envisioned it. So anyway, so that's about it for now. I think the outside of the car's finished, except for door fuzzies and front door glass I've got to put in. And then the only main thing now is the headliner, because I can't put the rubbers in around the top of the doors because the headliner gets glued up around that. I've probably already said that. Anyway, next time you see it, we'll do some videoing on the interior.